You are listening to 40 Weeks with Vanessa Merton, host of the Pregnancy Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the 40 Weeks podcast. Welcome to week 11. Your little cotton ball sized baby is roughly the size of a Brussels sprout this week. They are 1.6 inches or 4.1 centimeters and weigh about 1/4 of an ounce or 7 grams. Their head is pretty big and takes up almost half the length of their body, but don't worry, their proportions will all even out by the time they are born. That big head is starting to look like a cute little human face with open nasal passages on the tip of their tiny nose, and a tongue and palate in the mouth have formed. You probably don't know the sex yet, but if you are having a boy, testes are developing, and if you are expecting a little girl, ovaries are starting to form. Your baby is kicking and stretching out in there and can do somersaults and forward rolls. They may even be hiccuping. You won't be able to feel them for another month or two, but they are definitely moving around. If you could see inside your belly, you would be able to see a clear outline of your baby's spine, and their fingernails have started to grow on those mini fingers and toes. Your uterus has expanded to fill your pelvis. The umbilical cord, which has 2 arteries and a vein, is supplying your little one with everything they need. You might be feeling hungry, and that's a really good thing and can be a sign that your morning sickness is calming down if you've been dealing with that. While the saying eat for 2 is really popular, don't really eat for 2. You should only be increasing your calories by about 300 each day. You may be offered a first trimester screen test sometime between now and week 14. This is a non-invasive evaluation that combines a blood test for mom with an ultrasound evaluation of the baby to identify risk for specific chromosomal abnormalities, including Down syndrome. It is important to keep in mind that this is a screening test, not a diagnostic test. A positive result does not equate to having an abnormality. It is only an indication that you may want to discuss further testing with your care provider. This and all other non-invasive tests are covered in episode 15 of the Pregnancy Podcast, and you can listen to that at pregnancypodcast.com/episode 15. Tip for dad: be supportive of your partner being healthy and especially eating healthy. For the 280 some days that your partner is pregnant, it is just the 2 of you and the baby. You two are the biggest influences on your little one and how their health will be. So be really supportive of your partner staying healthy. What does this mean? They should stay hydrated, eat good food, be active, and sleep well. These are the most major components of prenatal care. For more information on your role during this pregnancy, check out the Pregnancy Podcast episode on dad at pregnancypodcast.com/episode 13. It covers everything you need to know from finding out that you are going to be a father to caring for a newborn once you bring your baby home. Thank you for tuning in today. Show notes for this episode can be found at pregnancypodcast.com/week 11. Next week, your baby is wiggling their fingers and toes. And until then, I wish you the very best on your pregnancy journey. There are so many awesome resources available to you at pregnancypodcast.com. And you can sign up with your email address and your due date to get a weekly email with a link to the episode for your specific week every week in your inbox. I look forward to seeing you in the Pregnancy Podcast Facebook group, which is a great place not only to connect with some other parents-to-be, but also to be able to ask questions and get answers specific to things that you are dealing with and planning for your pregnancy and birth.